Hello, good evening, SM viewers. This is Satellite Media. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Okpara, we are looking at this issue that happened in Saudi Arabia. Of course, the whole world gathered for Hajj. But the way we have it, the Sheikh Gumi from Nigeria was prevented from performing this year's Hajj, and he has since been deported. And this is a man who we know in Nigeria who has always negotiated for bandits, who have always advised federal government of Nigeria to stop using kinetic approach, that is force, to fight bandits. That rather federal government should negotiate with bandits. In what looked like a shame to Nigeria, this man is now back. Though Saudi authorities did not tell the world of Nigeria what transpired or reason they didn't allow him perform that Hajj, but this is a national, even a global environment to Nigeria and to Sheikh Gumi himself. How do you see it?
You see, Sheikh Gumi, not only in Saudi Arabia, they're supposed to ban him in Nigeria. He going to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, trying to prove that he's a really follower of Allah, and encouraging killing in Nigeria, encouraging herdsmen, encouraging Boko Haram, encouraging Al-Qaeda, encouraging IC, killing in Nigeria. Then you want to go to a nation like Saudi Arabia, to go there and perform Hajj, to prove that you are innocent, you don't share blood, you don't know anything concerning crime or evil doing. Well, you are negotiators of those people who are committing those things. When federal government will rise up to deal with them, to stop, you say no, pamper them. Then you take negotiation of shedding of blood of innocent Nigerians as a business.
But he has not been indicted anyway.
But he not indicted, but he's coming out to negotiate with them, speaking for them. For what purpose? For what reason? Now you want to go to Saudi, a peaceful nation, a nation who control their own Islam, not to shake it to share blood. And you say you are shaky.
But let me even ask this question, Mr. Okpara. Don't you think his people, talking about Fulani extraction of the north where he belongs, don't you think they will not be happy with Nigeria if Nigerian government refuses to intervene on his behalf? This
to show you that the Fulanis are found guilty in Nigeria. If at all they are in control of power, manipulating the power, manipulating the government, still, what happened to Sheikh Gumi now have showed them that internationally they were nothing in the eyes of other nations. Fulani are nothing. And if you watch this man, Sheikh Gumi, going outside now for Hajj or going any place, standing, is going there to represent Nigerian image. Anybody who leave Nigeria to Saudi for Hajj is representing Nigerian image.
But this shame that he now brought to the whole country, how does it come to you?
He did not bring shame to Nigeria, to me.
He went there with Nigerian visa.
He went there with the, yes.
And getting there, they say, no, you cannot stay in our country.
Because
it's like when somebody comes visiting, you didn't even allow the person
to enter.
You say, my friend, you can go.
You can go.
That is what they did.
Now, we should ask ourselves, is he only Nigeria or Nigerian prominent Muslim that went there, or Nigerian common Muslim that went there?
But is it not the case of maybe a father did not train the child well? Because Nigeria is his father.
No, he's the father of Nigeria.
No. Nigeria is the father of Sheikh Gumi.
Sheikh Gumi is the father. That's why he's detecting what the government will do. That's why he's dictating how government will handle bandits or terrorists in Nigeria. That's why he's dictating. Then you come out openly, boldly, and condemning government not to deal with a bandit or terrorists in Nigeria. That's why he has the monopoly, because he's father of Nigeria. He owns Nigeria, which is people Fulani. But what happened to Saudi? We proved to them that they are wrong. Although Saudi did not explain why they asked him to go, not to stay. But everybody, in every indication, in everybody's mind, the role he's playing in Nigeria is what made it.
Listen, and the Saudi authority do not let us tell us what transpired or the reason behind their action.
The crime he committed or the guilty they found him to tell him not to stay. But by every indication, by every reasonable thought everybody has, because of the role he's playing.
That is negotiating for bandits.
For bandits, which is too bad. Now we will negotiate for bandits, negotiate for Fulani herdsmen, negotiate for Boko Haram, but coming to East, coming to the agitators, coming to Biafran IPOB, he said kill them. Recruit Igbos, recruit Igbo youth to fight IPOB. He's the one that suggested it. Recruit Igbo youth to fight IPOB. He's the one dictating where Fulani will have land and where they will stay. It's among them.
But are you suggesting that his ideology to recruit Igbo youths to fight IPOB, that may have angered the Western world, of course, where he went for Hajj, where they now asked him to come back? Because I remember that the world at the global level refused to see IPOB as terrorists, just as Nigeria see them.
Yes, even Saudi Arabia, they refuse to see IPOB as terrorists. Now, Saudi Arabia trying to make their country, their name, their image to be what? To sanitize it, to people to see them that they are not in support of crime, any type of crime. To show that they are not in support of using religion, using Islam to wipe off other ethnic groups in Nigeria. This is what Saudi Arabia is trying to prove. Although they will not come out to say this. But they're trying to prove that what Sheilk Gumi is doing in Nigeria, the role is playing in Nigeria, that they are not happy with it.
Because some people are already speculating that the reason is not far from his role in asking government to arm youth to fight IPOB. That is the speculation out there. That may be part of the reason they don't want him in the country.
Yes, that's part of the reason. That's the part of the reason. If you watch every killing in Nigeria by his own people is in support. And if you watch anything agitation in Nigeria to separate or to reform Nigeria or to rebuild Nigeria, he's against it.
So meaning he's a one Nigerian man.
His own one Nigeria is outdated one Nigeria. His own one Nigeria is unaccepted one Nigeria. How can you say one Nigeria? You are killing others. You are killing the indigenous people of Nigeria and start saying one Nigeria and want to go abroad to represent the image of Nigeria, which means what you are trying to tell the world, that in Nigeria you can commit any crime, you can kill anyhow and still be a prominent person and still be an honorable person in Nigeria, parading in corridor of power. Parading in, so they said he can go to Aso Rock and tell the president what he wants.
Okay, it does go to show that slogan that was always coming from the man and the car is correct. It says serve Nigeria and come back with shame.
Exactly.
So this one is a shame he came back with.
Look at it. Okay, serve Nigeria and come back with the shame. Exactly what Namdekal is saying is happening. Okay, look at last time. I saw in net that the Fulani herdsmen in Enugu State challenged Petamba. And this Petamba was a tool to Fulani. He do them everything, make them everything. One Nigerianist that allocate land, buy land from the community and hand over to Nigerian army. Nigerian army hand over to Fulani herdsmen in Enugu State. Now the same Fulani come to insult him, a whole governor, challenge him, bring your army, bring your police, we're ready to wait. They block the whole road in Enugu State. This is what Namdekal say. Serve Nigeria and come back with the shame. Now it's happening not only to Igbos, not only to Biafra. Now it's happening to them. One after the other, all of them that put hand, sit in corridor of power in Nigeria and put hand into evil, put hand into mostly shedding of blood, supporting killers. This is how God will be disgracing them one after the other. But I heard before, but that one I did not know whether it's real or not. But I have heard it several times, that even this Sheikh Gumi was part of one of the terrorists in olden days, in youthful age, when Saudi Arabia banned him. A time Saudi Arabia banned him not to run away from Saudi Arabia because of this terrorist acts. And I may believe it because the role he's playing now will show me that he may be once active bandit or active terrorist act
in the past. But he has not actually been indicted by any court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria or any panel of inquiry. So it's difficult to start talking about whether his involvement at that level, because until someone is indicted by a government panel or a court of competent jurisdiction, we don't have what it takes to pronounce the person guilty of any kind.
How can you indict him when he's above the law?
Why? Sheikh Gumi is above the law.
It's above the law in Nigeria.
But he's not occupying any government position.
I say he's above the law in Nigeria. Does it mean that when you occupy government position, all those traditional rulers that also you well, that control any government that will be in power, are they having government posts?
But are you not aware that some time ago he was arrested by the authorities, Nigerian authorities?
He was only called to questioning, and that very day he left. Everybody can call to questioning.
Let me say very big thank you for your time. Oluwawan of Oba, and taking it to the direction of Sheikh Gumi, who went to Saudi Arabia for his Hajj program. Of course, he was denied from performing this year's Hajj. Saudi government deported him. And this is someone that is known in Nigeria to negotiate for bandits, asking federal government to negotiate with bandits, not to use kinetic force to fight bandits. But this time around, he went for Hajj, and the authority of Saudi Arabian government said no, go back, they deported him. And he's now asking Nigerian government to fight for him. What is your take about this?
See, that's what we are saying. See, the really government in anywhere they found themselves, they do the real things.
I don't know about Sheikh Gumi.
See, that's what I'm saying now, because somebody like Sheikh Gumi is not supposed to be recognized in this country. It's a negotiation of the Boko Haram. It's a Boko Haram himself. We see, okay, now Saudi Arabian government deny him entry. And Nigeria here, they occupy him. They treat him like a lord. They treat him like even above the president. Somebody is supposed to be in the DSS custody because he know in and out of the Boko Haram terrorist movement. But at the end of the day, he's not a lord. They worship him. Without Gumi, nobody will free anybody. You see the situation. You see the lineage of him. See, he has a big angle. See, if the government is sincere, somebody like Gumi and me will never even be in the right place. He never be a work. He can never be a free man because he negotiates with the highest killer of Nigeria people. How come?
He's not asking Nigerian government to fight for him.
Fight for who? See, let him face his own consequences. See, let him face anything that is. Now, what he so he go treat him because that name is a rebel. According to me, is a rebel negotiation now. A killer in the high places called Nigeria, negotiating on behalf of government, and government for their hand and watch him, and it's a dangerous man. See what the Saudi government do to him. They deny him entry because he will come and virus them and pollute them. So they don't want that kind of situation to happen in their own country.
Mr. Sheikh Gumi was arrested sometime in Nigeria, but he was released. His associate was equally arrested on allegation of maybe shady dealing in negotiation with bandits. But it's not a record that he's under prosecution. Does it mean Nigerian government pampers those they should prosecute?
They are afraid of those they should prosecute. They know them. That's what we are talking about. Okay, somebody say the name of the sponsor, I will change them. Okay, why not giving us the realistic of where they are and who they really are? Are they spirit? They are not spirit. They are living within us. Okay, now they say somehow, even governor, some politicians, they are not faceless. They are not nameless. Let us know them and let us know their face. With all those situations, this thing will be eliminated gradually. See, when we say now you commit, you going to say people will not say yes, now you be our problem. But now, you know they no release them. Malami know them. Malami they has not enjoy. Buhari know them. Buhari they has not enjoy. Jagabana came. Why you not go know them?
And you think the whole Jagaban, the land of body law, do not have the power to deal with them?
He have the power to deal with them. It's like there's a situation that he cannot deal with them like that. You see, it's just like you have an agreement somehow. At the end of the day, the agreement is not tormenting your people. You can't do against that agreement.
Because remember that Sheikh raised a lot the other time, saying that bandits who have been dislodged from the north already hibernated in southwestern forests.
And that one is truth. Okay, where is the military to back him up and to eliminate those people that are in that forest? Because they are the federal. Because federal, without federal giving order, soldier can never just go there. The governor don't have power. Can you imagine the governor of a state is telling the federal that problem is here? Make this urgently. But today there is nothing, there is no action.
Even in your state, the other time, they said they mistakenly killed Aboki. About 14 of them, who later turned out to be hunters. But at the time, you were saying, going forward, execute the executor.
See, if you don't execute the executor, they will apprehend all of us at the end of the day. See, let's not be frank with ourselves. Go on the days of Abacha, all those kinds of things they happen. Even though when our Papa Soldier was DSF, it was not spring like this because the government in town they are not negotiating like Gumi. They now have a camp of negotiation with the killers. Why don't kill the killers before negotiating with them?
Okay, there's no point negotiating with the killers.
Execution.
Execute the executor.
See, we have the power to execute the executor because we have the capacity of the military. They are there, but now it's like they are compromising what is really happening on ground.
That is serious.
It's wickedness in high places. Nigeria is now in hands of no fight. Yesterday, they were declared the highest military men on Africa Earth.
Okay, now
they have no teeth to bite anymore.